Hey everyone, you got TigerChainsaw here, and in my previous video, I ranked all of the Mega Man games on the NES, and it got a pretty good dialogue going in the comments where gamers were telling me their rankings versus my rankings, and it was a lot of fun seeing your opinions and reading them, and it was also really refreshing because everyone was so kind and courteous, nobody was yelling and disagreeing or being rude, so I really appreciate that, but it also got me thinking maybe I should do a little bit of a more in-depth review on each of the Mega Man games, which would be 1 through 6 on the NES. And so that's what I'm doing. Now, viewers of my channel who have been subscribed for a pretty long time will know that I already did a Mega Man retrospective on the Tiger Chainsaw show, in which I interview Manami Matsume, who was the composer, and I go very in-depth with my thoughts on the game. Now that link is going to be in the description below if you want a longer review of Mega Man. This video I'll just be going over the plot, the gameplay, my overall thoughts of Mega Man, and I will give it a bit of a ranking, but you'll have to see what that is at the end of the video. Let's get into it. Back in 1987, Capcom gave birth to the Mega Man series, which is still going strong today. The recipe for success of the franchise was clever level designs, interchangeable weapons, and unique boss fights. And it all started with the original Mega Man. Although that cover art on the box certainly did not do the game any favors in the marketing department. But we're not here to talk about the cover art, I'm here to dissect the game with the plot and gameplay. Typically, platformers from the 1980s didn't really have a ton of plot to them, which is why I find the Mega Man series so refreshing because there is a little bit of a plot behind the game that keeps my interest. Now, I'll keep the plot short and simple, but I guess if you haven't played it yet, yes, there are spoilers. Two doctors named Dr. Light and Dr. Wily were working together in robotics to assemble humanoid robots that could help mankind with basic tasks and dangerous jobs. Together, they created 7 robots to help humanity. Now, between the two doctors, Dr. Light was credited for much of the work, which pissed off Dr. Wily. And I guess I get it, if I worked on a group project and someone else got a ton of credit for something that I kinda helped with, I'd be a little pissed too. So, in an act of revenge, Dr. Wily decides to reprogram these 6 robots into killer machines who terrorize the city. In desperation, Dr. Light, who has a personal assistant robot named Mega Man, upgrades him into a combat robot equipped with a Mega Buster on his arm that's capable of shooting balls of energy. Mega Man sets off to defeat these 6 robot masters along with Dr. Wily. Mega Man does in fact do this, working his way through all 6 robot masters and eventually Dr. Wily's fortress, where he defeats the evil doctor. But he unfortunately spares him, and that would be a reoccurring theme in the entire series, and probably a decision that Mega Man regrets time after time. Mega Man was unique back in 1987 for having the ability to let the player choose their path and the order of levels that they play. Each robot master is weak to a specific weapon, and you can only obtain that weapon after defeating another robot master. So clearly there's an easier path to play, but if you wish to be challenged, you can start with whatever robot master you wish. So Mega Man is an action platformer, and it is very difficult. At least it was for me. I died a lot. But to help minimize my frustration, Mega Man can collect energy capsules for his life and extra lives throughout the levels. Throughout his mission, Mega Man can jump and fire his Mega Buster to kill all the enemies. One of the most important things in progressing through a level is memorizing enemy patterns and level layouts. So much of your success depends on memorizing enemy patterns and trial and error. You won't be blowing through any levels on your first try, it's just a fact. You will need to play the levels over and over until you've got just about everything memorized. At the end of every level is a robot master which you must defeat in order to obtain their weapon and progress through the game. Now this is one of the best parts of Mega Man, as each robot master is themed and designed really well. I love a good boss fight, and these robot masters kept me coming back for more. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at the 6 robot masters. There's Cutman, who is designed to function as a lumberjack, as he has powerful sawtooth-like scissors and cutters on top of his head. Iceman is invincible to chilling sub-zero temperatures. He was built to perform jobs in extreme climate conditions. There's Gutsman, who was perhaps built for construction sites, as he is capable of lifting and transporting huge boulders and steel beams. But you better watch out, because he's going to be chucking those right at you. Bomb Man is just as dangerous as his name suggests. He also probably gets flagged by the TSA whenever he flies. But using his large bombs, he throws them at the land for construction projects to clear the path. And he later uses those bombs to throw at you. Fireman is not one to put out fires, but this robot master melts and molds metals with a flame-throwing torch on top of his head. And finally, there's Elecman, which clearly stands for Electric Man. He uses his powers to conduct electrical operations for large businesses and companies. One of the signatures to the Mega Man franchise is the soundtrack, and the first Mega Man has an excellent one. To me, I would say that my favorite level music is probably going to be the Fireman stage. So first, you have to defeat all 6 robot masters, and then you gain access to Dr. Wily's fortress. It's in this fortress where you will encounter one of the toughest bosses in all of video games. He goes by the name of the Yellow Devil. And to me, he was the hardest portion of the original Mega Man. You really have to memorize the block pattern of when they're transporting across the screen, and then you have to make sure that you blast the Yellow Devil at the right moment before getting back into the defensive mode and hopping over all the blocks. After the Yellow Devil, you actually face 2 lesser bosses, which I guess was kind of refreshing because of how difficult the Yellow Devil was. The first one is kind of a strange robot who is protected by a bubble. You just have to hit him a few times and he gets destroyed. And then after that, you actually fight a cloned copy of Mega Man. Finally, once you've done all that, you'll face off against Dr. Wily in his tank-like machine. To me, this wasn't overly difficult, but it was a nice final boss fight. The Yellow Devil was definitely tougher in my opinion, but again, Dr. Wily is no slouch, and you might die a few times before realizing how you need to beat him. Mega Man is a really fun franchise, and I've been able to beat the first 6 games on the NES. Now this was the foundation for the entire franchise moving forward. I really enjoyed the ability to select the levels in any way I desired. I loved the inclusion of the unique robot masters, and every time that I got to one, I got excited because I just didn't know what I was going to face. Now I do think that the original Mega Man is just a tad too difficult, which thankfully they corrected in later sequels. This is a difficult platformer. For instance, on Gutsman's stage, there's a section of these moving platforms that also dump you if you're on them during a certain portion, and it's just really difficult to get through. And this is just kind of a taste of what's to come from the series, but you always need to be on your toes when you're doing the platforming aspect of Mega Man. Disappearing blocks was another gameplay element that is very difficult to deal with. It's a signature in the series, and I absolutely hate them, but thankfully you do get special upgrades that allow you to kind of bypass them by using those special powers to make them less of a headache. But if you love mashing the fire button and doing some crazy platforming, then hey, I think you probably would like the original Mega Man. Now I'll say this now, I'm a pretty tough grader. Just because I give a game a 5 or a 6 doesn't mean that it's a bad game or that it's not worth playing. I just have some concerns about it and how enjoyable it would be to the average gamer. But thankfully, Mega Man doesn't fit that mold. I'm giving Mega Man a 7.1 out of 10. So what's that mean? The 7 to 8 range means that Mega Man is a good game and I encourage you to play it. Do you need to own it? No, but I do think that you should play it at least once in your life. even if it's just for the historical context of this game and the foundation of the Mega Man franchise. It's a pretty impressive first step. Now, while I think that Mega Man is the worst in the NES series, that doesn't mean that it's a bad game. In fact, I still think it's a good game, and that states at the high quality of the overall series on the NES. So, that's my review of Mega Man on the NES. If you liked this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel to watch future reviews of all of the Mega Man games on the NES, which will be coming out shortly. And while you're there, make sure you like this video and drop me a comment below. What were your thoughts on Mega Man? What'd you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Where would you put this in the series? Alright, I'm taking off, but thanks again for watching this video, and make sure you play a video game today.